Good evening. Thanks to CPO 6 for allowing me a chance to present remotely and pre-recorded tonight. My name is Justin Dyke with Tualatin Valley Water District, and I'm going to join you for a few minutes to talk about our upcoming project at a property near the intersection of 209th and Farmington. A few of you may remember last winter and late parts of 2019, we began talking about a future development at that site to build a pump station and a significant amount of offsite water main installations, offsite piping, and we have reached critical milestones of this project, and here to provide a short update today about some offsite piping and water main installation work that will begin in November of this year, and to provide a brief update on the project site itself. Trust me, a lot has changed with this project, and we hope that a lot of it will be good news for residents and surrounding the intersection of 209th and Farmington, and as well lay out a little bit of what the upcoming public outreach schedule will look like as we finish the design and get ready to start development of our new project site at 209th and Farmington. So as you might remember, for some of you who attend a lot of the CPO 6 meetings regularly, at the corner of 209th and Farmington, TVWD is planning on building a future facility. This site, when completed in the future year or so, will receive incoming water from the Willamette water supply system. It will be one of 3 eventual connection points for the Willamette project and TVWD. Our other 2 are going to be at a current facility near the intersections of Cornelius Pass Road and Highway 26, and over in our Metzger service area near Center Street. The 209th and Farmington facility is going to be a major component of our flow control via pressure regulating valves that will be really the heart and soul of what we plan on installing at the site. And as well, we will fluoridate the incoming water from the Willamette water supply system as it enters into TVWD's distribution system that will be sending water to homes and businesses all around this portion of our service area. This project is approximately a $6.1 million investment in the water system, and it is paid through regular revenue generated from water bills. It's a great opportunity for us to remind you that every other month when you pay your water bill, that money is the primary and almost exclusive funding source that TVWD has for these kinds of capital projects. We do pursue grants and other opportunities as they come available, but that's much more recent for us and not applicative to this project. This section of our capital investment really is going to be coming through the standard revenue of water bills. We have selected Emery & Sons Construction Group to hire for building and commissioning the project. And just a little update, those of you who remember me from 2018 and 2019 presentations, Emery is the same contractor who built our Grabhorn Reservoir just up the road from here. They're very familiar with what we're doing at this portion of the district, and they're familiar with working with us, how we operate, and what our expectations and standards are. And as an ongoing update, public outreach efforts will be increasing quite significantly and considerably in January. We'll be having virtual community meetings in January, both with CPO 6 and likely hosting our very own. We'll be doing the long form presentation with CPO 6 where I'll be available live. We'll do a lot of Q&A, and I'll have a lot more information about the actual project schedule for 209th and Farmington site proper. We'll also be putting together a virtual open house that can be reviewed at your own schedule, at your own time, with a lot of information about the project, what we're doing, when, scheduling, and so forth. So, but today, the heart of what we want to talk about is going to be how we're going to be doing offsite piping in November to connect from 209th and Farmington just up Grabhorn a little bit to Leland Drive. This is offsite water piping that needs to be installed before anything else can happen at the project site. So from 209th and Farmington, we will have some site staging and material storage during this component of the project. So there will be construction traffic, vehicles, some noise and dust at the site starting in November. Probably fairly similar to what a lot of folks have experienced so far at the site. As you might remember, a short road closure, and we brought in the Willamette water supply large diameter pipes south on 209th, and they crossed the road just before Farmington onto our site here at 209th and Farmington. And there was some site work, some minor grading, installation of an access vault for the piping and some other equipment. So once we get done with this immediate portion of offsite piping work, we will be ready at that point then to do site grading in early 2022. These new water mains will connect our 209th and Farmington site to TVWD's distribution system, including a 16-inch water main that will go across Farmington Road and connect to existing water mains serving the Farmington area. And we'll have a 24-inch water main that will go further up the hill on Grabhorn Road to Leland, which is the first, or I should say the second intersection there as you go up the hill on Grabhorn, and it will connect to our Grabhorn Reservoir. When we built that reservoir in 2019, or when it was completed in 2019, we had installed a couple of water mains down Leland from the reservoir out to Grabhorn Road. One of them currently sits empty and is the connection point for the piping that we will be installing starting in November. We did that knowing this project would be coming down the road, and this is going to be able to limit the inconvenience and construction activity considerably, especially for people living in that neighborhood with Leland and Vicky and those streets, because we already had torn up that road once. That way, this prevents us from having to do it a second time. And again, during these installations, the 209th and Farmington site will be used for staging equipment, materials during this part of the project. We want to make sure that while the active construction is not occurring on the site, we want to be really forward in that we do expect those who live near the intersection, near the property, to experience some construction impact as well. So again, the prior project included the installation up to Cooper Mountain via Gassner. This is the project that we talked about in, I believe, January 2019. I came back to CPO 6 at least once in 2020 and talked about this project at a much larger scale. And this project has been reduced considerably as it relates directly to the offsite piping that was originally proposed going all the way up to the top of Cooper Mountain across the street from the nature park via Gassner, 190th, and some other roads. None of that is included in the scope anymore. We will have a future project on Kemmer Road to connect a TVWD and a new City of Beaverton reservoir that's being built just east of the nature park. And connecting those two reservoirs will achieve a lot of the goals of the prior version of this project. We are going through the final negotiations with the City of Beaverton as far as cost sharing and things like that to get that project ready. And we do have to wait for them to complete that reservoir up at top of Cooper Mountain. So what to expect? November 2021 to approximately February 2022. This in the left side highlighted around the red is our current project area. Outreach efforts will begin and continue through November, making sure that we can inform as many people as possible about the water main installation efforts and all of the effects of that. We'll be sending out informational postcards just next week. We'll be having informational reminder emails and some phone calls to go out to make sure everyone is aware. We'll be continuing to post website updates as construction progresses. And we'll be putting some signage around about 12 connecting streets near the area on Grabhorn and the site itself, informing people who are commuting through the area to expect some traffic delays during this time. We'll also be using social media as much as practical, but we do find that these other methods traditionally work best for us. So as far as the construction efforts and activity itself, the biggest impact is going to be traffic delays during work hours. There will be lane closures and traffic will be controlled by flag crews. And while we do the initial crossing under Farmington Road, that work will be done at nighttime. That is a safety improvement for the crew doing the work across Farmington Road. And it also is a stress relief on the amount of traffic that flows over Farmington during the day, just to make sure that we do as much as we can to mitigate or limit our impacts during this work. Once we cross Farmington and we get next to the Andrew Dunlap Church, the work will switch to days, and it will be a moving work zone near the active installation area. So there is, like I said, open pipe installation. Underneath Farmington Road, we're looking at a 13-foot depth and 7 feet depth under Grabhorn Road, and about a 9-foot wide trench across Farmington and limited to about 5 feet wide up Grabhorn, narrower and shallower on Grabhorn Road because it will only be the one pipe that continues up Grabhorn. So it is a little bit less impactful to Grabhorn Road. We do expect significant noise from saw cutting, digging equipment, and the vehicles themselves. We just want to be as upfront as possible about this so everyone knows what to expect. And so as far as the schedule of what we're looking to do with the pipe installation, we'll be starting on November 14th and proceeding through the 22nd. This will be night work. We'll be working at nighttime installing the 2 sections of pipe under Farmington Road, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. There will be light stands to illuminate the work areas, and they will be pointing downwards to illuminate the trench and active work areas for the construction crew, though there's always a chance that that light will be reflected up or visible by other homes in the surrounding area. Lane closures and traffic controlled by the flagging teams, and we'll also have the traffic signal lights turned off at 209th and Farmington because we're so close to the intersection. And you can expect dump trucks, wheel loaders, tracked excavators, saw cutters, and light stands to be out there, and a pretty sizable amount of people working through this time period. And as we get that portion, the night work portion finished, they will switch to day work around the 23rd, plus or minus maybe a day or two based on how close we are to the Thanksgiving holiday. And they will proceed to finish the pipe install up Grabhorn Road through sometime early February 2022. So again, this will be day work from Farmington south going uphill to Leland Drive. And the work hours are 9 to 3:30 in the roadway. You will likely see construction at the 209th and Farmington site, the construction activities, material staging, and all that kind of stuff outside of those hours. But we are only allowed to be in the roadway from 9 to 3:30 to be out of the way of the prime commute hours. Again, lane closures, traffic controlled by flagging, though we do expect to have the signal lights at 209th and Farmington back on because we'll be getting out of the way pretty fast. Again, dump trucks, wheel loaders, tracked excavator, saw cutting, very similar in an active work zone. This time it'll move a lot more as the installation progresses. So once we cross Farmington, we'll be there right next to the Andrew Dunlock Church. There is that grassy median that is public right-of-way between the road and the church's fence line and their property. We'll be beginning the uphill portion of the installation through that public right-of-way, that grassy median, and we'll be working up, and you'll see the active work zone being something of a couple dump trucks, an excavator digging out the trench, a pipe crew placing in each segment of pipe, installing it, getting it set correctly, and then another finishing equipment behind it, dropping new rock in and compacting that rock and putting temporary asphalt over top of it. So all of it will move as a unit in a line. So as the work crews progress up the hill on Grabhorn toward Leland, that whole work zone will move with the active area. So also the area of single lane travel that'll be coned off will move with it as well. So that brings us to the end of our short update today on the 209th and Farmington offsite piping scheduled to start in November. Really appreciate your time and your attention tonight, and appreciate CPO 6 for giving us the opportunity to talk about this project. I'll see you again in January with more updates and project information on the proper site itself. So again, thanks for your time this evening, and I hope everyone has a great rest of the day.